LeBron James surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's NBA all-time scoring title this year with the fadeaway jumper to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer. LeBron finished the night with 38 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. Kareem had held the record since April of 1984 and stated that he wanted the new players after him to break his record because doing so is one more benchmark of human progress. With that being said, who do you think would do the honors of stepping up to the plate and having the most points in a single game this year? I really feel like that record will be passed this year with the high level of basketball that these guys are playing. Let's get into some of my predictions. Wilt Chamberlain set the single game scoring record for the NBA by scoring 100 points for the Philadelphia Warriors in a 169-147 win over the New York Knicks back in March of 1962. It is widely considered one of the greatest records in sports history. Chamberlain set 5 other league records that game, including most free throws made, and that was a notable achievement being that he was regarded as a poor free throw shooter. Both teams broke the record for the most combined points in a game, which was 316. That same season, Chamberlain averaged a single season record of 50.4 points per game, and he broke the NBA single game scoring record with 71 points earlier in that season. Also in that same season of December, he scored 78 points in a single game. The game was not televised, and no video footage of the game has since been recovered where Chamberlain, scored 100 points. The NBA was not yet recognized as being a major sports league and struggled to compete against college basketball. The attendance at the game was approximately half of capacity, and no members of the New York press were at the game. It's definitely one of those things where people are saying that, it could be a myth that he actually made 100 points, but I think it's true. Like, why lie about something that big? But saying all that to say, Chamberlain was in his prime. He did, a lot. He, broke a lot of records that are, the expectation of beating those type of numbers is crazy in today's league. That's more structured. That's more, high level, and you have more than one, person that can play a position. Being that if you a center, the centers can, play, shooting guards now. So it's just a whole different league. So with that being said, let's see who do we think will break the records moving forward for a single game scoring the highest points. On January 22nd of 2006, Bryant scored a career-high 81 points in a 122-104 victory against the Toronto Raptors. In addition to breaking the previous franchise record of 71 points set by Elgin Baylor, Bryant's 81-point game was the second highest point total in NBA history, only surpassed by Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962. That same month, Bryant also became the first player since 1964 to score 45 points or more in 4 consecutive games, joining Chamberlain and Baylor as the only players to do so. Bryant averaged 43.4 points per game, which was the 8th highest single-month scoring average in NBA's history and the highest for any player other than Wilt Chamberlain. By the end of the 2005-2006 season, Bryant set Lakers single-season franchise records for most 40-point games, which was 27, and most points scored, which was over 2,800 points in a season. He won the league scoring title for the first time by averaging 35.4 points per game, becoming just the 5th player in the league's history to average at least 35 points in a single season. If you were a Kobe fan, you know how hard Kobe worked and mastered his craft in the game and was a super competitive person on the court. So Kobe definitely had that dog mentality for the game. With that being said, who do you really think has the real dog-eat-dog instinct to leave it all on the court and beat Kobe's 81 points in a single game? To start the new year off right, Donovan Mitchell set a Cleveland Cavalier record with 71 points back in January, which was the most by an NBA player in 17 years. The Cavaliers ended up beating the Chicago Bulls in overtime after being down by 21 points. This was the most points in a game by any player since Kobe Bryant scored 81 points against Toronto in January of 2006, which was over 17 years ago. I think Donovan Mitchell has that, ability to turn it on, and definitely one of the front runners in possibly beating Kobe's 81 points and making another single game record. With a game point average of 37.6 points in his past 18 games, Damian Lillard became the 8th player in the NBA's history to drop over 70 points in a single game. On February 26, the Trailblazers also won the game against the Houston Rockets and ended the night tying the season's single game high along with Donovan Mitchell. Accompanied by 13 out of 22 three-pointers and 14 of 14 free throws, Dame Dollar shot 22 out of 38 field goals and also had a 60-point game just last month in January with a win over the Utah Jazz. Now, Damian Lillard is another one that definitely has to be in, the conversation of, beating the single game records for, the highest scoring. He can, blow the gym out when he gets on his streak. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Damian Lillard definitely is one of the front runners to be, in the talks of being the game's single-handed, all-time scorers? In December of 2022, Luka scored 60 points, 21 rebounds, and 10 assists in the 126-121 overtime win over the New York Knicks. This was an impressive triple-double and the first time that an NBA player put up a triple-double with these types of numbers. With so much basketball left in the season and the game being played at its highest level ever, there is so much room for anyone to take over the single game scoring title and also surpass Kobe's record of 81 points. Who do you guys think will ultimately go on a hot streak and beat this record? Remember, all records are made to be broken. Y'all can comment down below and let me know who do you think will pass Kobe's scoring record. Thanks for watching, y'all.